thinking fondly of
family.
Boo. But I think this is kind of a great way to set the scene, though, because you can see very prominently in this image that you've got the 6 water towers there, which were a focal point of the last night's adventure. Because what happened is you'd all showed up in Breach Hill, and it was near the beginning of sort of the month equivalent of August, the Galarian equivalent of August.
Maybe you can tell that. I can't count to 6. Sorry.
Yeah. So you were all there for one reason or another. You all had your own personal reason, but what drew you all together was that a twice-a-month special occurrence in the town of Breach Hill is the Call for Heroes. And it's a time when the town council hears pleas for jobs or pleas for tasks to be solved, pleas for help from members of the community. Whether that's, someone has a farm that's being attacked, cows that are being stolen, or just basically every generic first-level adventure hook you can think of. With the possible exception of dire rats in a basement, I think that's the kind of place it goes. And you all thought this would be a good way to either chase down some bad dreams you were having. Maybe this was a lead, or you thought it would be a chance to make a little bit of money to further your own research, or you just kind of wanted a chance to get involved and help. You all ended up at the Call for Heroes. And at the Call for Heroes, when everyone was gathering outside, you had a chance to meet a local goblin woman by the name of Warble Bramblebrasher. And this is kind of her right here. And she was really nervous and outside of the town council chambers. And you got a chance to talk with her a little bit. And what she shared with you was that she is the ambassador of the Bramblebrasher tribe, which lives in the Citadel on Hellknight Hill, about a mile or so outside of town through some kind of rough terrain. But she's found a bit of a place of belonging there, and sort of to slake her thirst a little bit for experiencing new people and cultures and seeing the world by acting as this go-between for the city and the Goblin tribe, which has been relatively peaceful with each other. However, she's been pretty nervous because she's supposed to have a rendezvous on a stretch of road that's kind of nearish enough the Citadel that she can easily get there, and close enough that the Citadel's chieftain can make it to her to talk with her. But the chieftain hasn't made the meeting in the last few weeks, and that's making her worried. And then just the other evening, she started to see red smoke coming from the Citadel, and she knew that was her tribe's signal that something was really wrong, and she was really nervous about that. So she went to the Call for Heroes, and she kind of said that's why she's there. So you all go into the town council chambers, you all sit down, and things are kind of going okay. You have the council's chairwoman, Greta Gardenia. She opened the meeting up and sort of introduced the premise and invited Warble to the front to speak. But in the middle of all of this, what looked like a young boy sort of burst into the room, screamed that there was a fire, and then left. And sure enough, there was all of a sudden, they realized the building was on fire, and you all saw some sort of creature from the elemental plane of fire that was in the room setting the building on fire with about 40 people trapped inside. And most of the night's adventure, as it were, was sort of dealing with simultaneously fighting this fire elemental, trying to combat the fire, help escort the people of the town out of the building, and put out the fire before it burned down all of City Hall. And that's why I say that it's really fortuitous to have that sort of Welcome to Breach Hill postcard that shows those water towers, because the town hall is just to the right, if you will, looking at that photo of the town square there, the town circle in that case, with the fountain and the water towers. And the townsfolk, under the instruction of Karen and some of the guard, formed a picket line, or a bucket line, to bring water into the town hall, and helped you all put that out. And that all went fairly well. Now, since you weren't here last time, I will also tell you that these images that are up, if you X them out, it's just sort of Xing out your interface with the data piece. Mm-hmm. So whenever you're done looking at them on your screen, X them out. If you ever want to see them again, I can reshare them. The notable thing that happened in the aftermath that's really important is that you all escaped and you put the fire out, and Greta kind of looked around, still playing that leadership role very well, and just tried to figure out what happened. What manner of madness just happened, she asked. did anyone see anything? And all of you kind of shared a few things that you saw. But if you remember, one of our players who's not with us tonight, the local elven bard Eonce, and one of the town guards both remembered seeing the boy. However, the town guard was a little more familiar, and the town guard recognized the boy as not, in fact, a child, but Calmont, the bookseller's apprentice and a halfling, which would have explained his stature. And the guard seems to recall seeing... Yeah, and that's probably why he said it. You know, he set the fire. He hates his name.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, so I'll even recap that. The guard said, "Aye, the clerks sell everything. It was Calmont, that cad of a bookseller's apprentice. He lit the fires in the halls next to the chamber. He also set that fire monster loose in the crowd." The second guard kind of recalls seeing that and shouted in agreement. "Indeed, and witnesses outside the building saw him run right towards Hellknight Hill and taking off in that direction." They're going to really seal that scene shot. That's when Warble's voice, Goblin voice, kind of picks up. "The Citadel! My Bramblebrashers!" And Greta sort of calms the crowd and realizes that there's an opportunity here to sort of take care of both the problems. And so she asks the heroes who sort of rose to the occasion at that point if they'll be willing to help out. Maybe there's two things they can do. And so at this point, they sort of offer them two jobs. Greta offers the party 10 gold pieces for contacting the Bramblebrashers and seeing what's going on. And then another 10 gold pieces for tracking down Calmont, who specifically she asks to be brought back alive. And now, once again, for those who've played...
Or is that 1,000 Big Macs?
Oh, well, that's a good question. So for those of you who are familiar with D&D, you'll know that that doesn't sound like a ton of gold, but they sort of changed the gold economy a little bit. So what in old D&D would be worth 1 gold is in Pathfinder 2 worth 1 silver piece. Okay, so that's essentially... yeah, exactly. It makes some of the smaller exchanges make more sense. It makes gold feel a lot more valuable. So that's kind of where we left it, except that at this point, we're going to retcon it a little bit because we happen to have Felix, who I imagine, if you're okay with this, Felix, was kind of like in the crowd watching a lot of this happen. And you've now shown up, and you're like, well, I also want in on this. I'll help.
I like money.
Yeah. So I imagine, so if you'll be so kind, Isaac, to just kind of briefly, as you can imagine the scene kind of taking place, how would Felix sort of insert himself into this situation?
Well, he'd rock up with his, his backstabbing spear. He's got a backstabbing spear, for stabbing in the back. And he'd say, it sounds like, if you're going up to the Citadel, you need a kind of guy who can help you get places, maybe. Kind of guy who likes money and can fund things. You need a Hufflepuff. And I am a Hufflepuff. All right. So he says that. What does he look like to everyone? Like, what do they see when they look at Felix? Oh, right now they see BTS Jen. Just go with that. Pretty handsome, lanky guy.
Okay.
A bit taller. I actually wrote all this down.
What's he look like a little bit? Just like what's he wearing?
He's handsome. He's well enough dressed. He's better dressed than most, but certainly doesn't have a lot of money to him. The kind of guy who goes from place to place and does good jobs that other people won't do and swear by it. As long as the compensation's, quite good for it.
Okay.
A well-to-do, ill-to-do man.
All right.
Well,
so you all kind of see this. How does anyone want to react to that?
Well, yeah, none of us are really from these parts for the most part, and we don't really know how to get up into the Citadel. So any help you could offer us as far as getting us in would really be appreciated. We don't know what we're up against.
Yeah, so I don't associate with anyone from Brisbane just by default.
I'll take umbrage for that. I'm from Welly.
Oh,
sure, mate.
Yeah, no worries.
Sure, bro.
Yeah.
I'm Karen, by the way. This is my my daughter, Char-Lee. Say hello, Char-Lee.
Hi.
What up?
Well, I think that any kind of help with something like this would be much appreciated.
I'll actually make sure that I'm good at opening things. I did remember to make myself good at opening things. I am not promising a service I can't deliver.
Okay, good. So we'll sort of I imagine close the curtains a little bit on that scene. And as you all sort of prep, what sort of preparations broadly do you need to make? Do you guys need to take a night's rest before you want to head to...
Yes.
Yeah, at the very least, I do need to sleep.
We'll leave in the
What's
morning.
everyone sitting at hit point wise?
I'm at 15 out of 20, so I'm on 75%.
I have not taken a point of damage.
I do, in fact, believe that.
I'm sitting at 15, but I've burned most of my spells.
Yeah, I think I'm at full health somehow, but
because I did I healed everyone at the end of the last one.
Okay, so if you with the rest, you guys will be okay.
Yeah, the heal wasn't enough for me. I definitely need a rest.
Yeah, allows me to make some bombs.
Okay, so
I also have all of my spells.
You all take the night's rest. This is Pathfinder 2, though, so let me actually look up what resting does for hit points. Oh, did you have any casting of spells left, Nate?
I have... I mean, I've got all my 0 levels, and I've got...
Do you have any heals left?
I have no heals, no.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
I have a spell.
So you guys are going to rest for the night. You'll gain all your abilities back. You gain hit points back equal to your Constitution modifier multiplied by your level. So in some cases, some of you might not be back at full hit points, but you'll be probably better off. There.
So let's see. Okay.
So yeah, you'll gain...
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Say that
you
again?
Gain con mod times level in
All
hit
right.
points back.
Okay.
And I will say that will always count as a minimum of... I will always count that as a minimum of 1 per level. Yeah, so you're all kind of back.
Sorry.
That's actually how Felix came in. I'm retconning it.
Okay, go for it. What are you retconning to?
No, the motorcycle.
You just zoomed in on a cycle.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
And instead of offering to help, I just asked any of you guys hog.
All right, so we'll say sunset, sun rises, and just in the name of, like, as a little extra token of thank you, Greta puts you all up in a tavern for the in an inn for the evening. It's not great accommodations, but it's free, so you're all taken care of.
And I didn't even do anything to earn it.
You've offered to help.
Okay, so, now Felix leaves Breach Hill.
He what?
Now he leaves Breach Hill.
Yes. So in fact, the sun rises.
For everything they're worth. Done with the campaign. Thanks, guys.
It's the morning. What would you all like to do in the morning? Talk to me about your process. I kind of want to let you guys kind of get the ball rolling a little bit. You know that you need to track down Calmont, who's headed to Hellknight Hill, and you need to talk to the Bramblebrashers, who are in Hellknight Hill and have set off a warning beacon.
Well, Karen definitely wakes up a little bit before dawn, goes and fishes in the creek a little bit, tries to catch a little bit of food, and sits down to cook everyone a hearty meal for breakfast, setting aside the fish offal and the bones into a separate bucket for Char-Lee.
Which she's just gnawing
Then in that case,
do you want me to do like a nature ability or anything for fishing?
You got. Yeah, do you have a related profession or survival or nature? I'll take anyone.
I've got survival, I've got nature, okay, here we go.
Let's do survival.
Survival? Cool.
Oh wait, I can be relevant.
10, not great.
Alright, so you managed to catch a fish. It's not great, but there's a little bit, and that teamed up with a little bit of food from the inn in the morning makes for a good enough breakfast to get you all going and feel good about yourselves.
Great.
And I can, Felix can offer to help with the cooking, because he's actually quite good at that.
Thanks, bruh. Yeah, I'll take all the help I can get. It's usually just me most days. Charlie's usually too busy chewing on them bones there.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
I'm going to say Tam probably comes down a little bit later after finishing up morning prayers and everything, and it's just like, oh, breakfast, awesome, thank you. That's great.
Yeah, kia ora, bro. Enjoy it, eh?
Okay. You all finish up your breakfast?
Yep. Well, where are we going?
Up to the Hellknight Hill.
Right. Okay.
Greta, you all remember Greta explaining that it's Hellknight Hill is about a mile or so northeast of Breach Hill, and she kind of gave you some loose directions. However,
okay,
Felix, you would remember. You would kind of generally know, just from sort of plugging yourself into town a little bit, that there is a bit of a rocky, demarcated path out of town that you might be able to take up that direction.
Yes, so guys, there's a rocky kind of demarcated path up that direction that we might be able to take.
Okay. So
go for it.
Do we need like some sort of like was Greta coming with us? Was there like a letter of introduction or something like that, or we just show up and there's like, hey guys, how's it going? For the Bramblebrashers.
Well, you certainly weren't provided anything like that.
I think we just have to go up the hill.
Huh? Okay.
If you want to seek out someone to talk to about that.
Char-Lee will talk to them.
Yeah, Charlie and I both speak Goblin. We can talk. We can just, knock on the front door, see what's up. Try to go in, okay?
Yeah, well, that's if that's how things are done, let's go do it.
Char-Lee, let you say hello.
I pack up my cooking stuff, sling my walk back over my back, and put my harpoon up behind it. Load up like Samwise Gamgee.
Giant walk.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys go ahead now. So one of the things that's a little bit new to second edition that I like, and I won't be this mechanical about it, I just want to make sure I introduce the concept to all of you, is that essentially the game is loosely, for the sake of the way of which rules interact when, the game is loosely broken into 3 modes. You all experienced encounter mode, with the exception of Isaac/Felix last time, which is battle mode, second by second initiative. There's also exploration mode, which is loosely what we're in, with the exception of when we're paraphrasing and sort of covering days and weeks at a time, will be in exploration mode. So when we're doing things in exploration mode, there's a lot of different sort of statuses that I can sort of choose to interpret you all in, which affect the way different things happen. And so when you're in exploration mode, you all can kind of tell me a little bit, characterize how you're behaving, and then I can kind of keep note of that. And then as things happen and occur, that's how you'll enter in or change situations or different things that might happen to you based on which you're in. So, for example, the adventure right now says that, Felix, you would probably know... Oh, one second.
Did he just die?
I heard something.
Maybe he's like my buddy Guy who screams when he poops. Maybe Jim just pooped. Oh no. That's nasty.
I'm not sure if that makes it better or worse.
No. I'd rather he be dead than humiliated.
My food timer didn't go off.
Oh no.
Nothing's burned though. Be cool.
I saved him.
Yeah.
I'll get you the recipe.
Felix,
they're so easy.
Felix, you would probably know that it's not a very dangerous route up until maybe the last final 100 yards or so ascent to the castle. I'm saying you kind of know that from picking it up in the area. So, for example, you could all sort of say that, like, hey, we're moving quickly. You're hustling a little bit. And so then I would know that you're going to be moving a little bit faster, and that you guys can keep that up for... and there's sort of an equation for how long you can keep that up for, but let me know like how quickly you get there. So if we want to say quickly mechanically, if you all want to, it's about a mile away. What's the slowest move speed among the group? Most of you are human or human adjacent, I think.
It's probably Char-Lee.
Dude, goblins are wicked fast.
Oh, are they?
Let's see, 25 feet.
25.
Okay, that's what I am.
Interpret mine as 25 miles per hour because it's not united.
Unitless speed.
Yeah, it's unitless speed. I'm speed 25.
Yeah, we're all the same.
Faster than Usain Bolt.
Someone's
So
got to
if, and then let's see. So like one of the ways that I can kind of look at this, and you kind of get a group that if you're traveling as a group, we'll find Ike has the lowest constitution monitor. You guys can all hustle for about 10 minutes, and then it'll take you about another 20 or 30 minutes to get there. Because the way hustling works is you'll be effectively double speed, and you can hustle for a number of minutes equal to your constitution modifier times 10.
Okay.
But Ike has a constitution modifier of 0.
I mean, hustle for 0 minutes, bro. Learn to do the math.
In this case, I'm going to count it as minimum 1.
So that's 10 minutes.
Yeah, so for about 10 minutes, you'll effectively be double speed of the slowest person, which is Char-Lee. So you'll cover...
Karen will be keeping Charlie pretty
you
close.
almost hustle most of the way there. So in
Keeping
about
an
10
eye
minutes,
out.
you'll go pretty quickly, but as you kind of get a little bit closer, you'll start to see the castle or the Citadel kind of peeking out a little bit. And it's at this point that I'll sort of say, hey, generally kind of what's going on? Are you walking around with your shield up, like really ready for battle, but knowing that you'll be a little bit slower? Or are you kind of off to the side, hiding a little bit? Talk to me about...
Karen has her walk on her arm. It's strapped on, and she's got her harpoon on her back still, so that isn't on her. But she is keeping Charlie pretty close, and she's keeping a keen eye on the sides of the roads.
Okay.
I mean, Char-Lee has a hand crossbow out, probably. That's about it. Just kind of walking behind Karen.
Okay.
Can I do a perception
Tam
check
is
to see if I see
keeping an
anything?
eye out, but he doesn't know what to keep an eye out for, so...
Okay.
Karen is just generally cautious whenever Charlie's around because people don't tend to take too kindly to goblins. So it's just sort of second nature to be always on edge.
So this is where I can talk a little bit mechanically. So Eli, there is one of these kind of exploration modes called Defend. You'll effectively move at half your travel speed, but it means that if combat starts, it will start with the effect of a shield raised.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So like if you imagine narratively, you guys would be kind of hustling, and as you get close, you could slow way down and keep that shield up. Just like are you that nervous about being attacked, or is it more like shields out, but it's not?
Once I kind of see Hellknight Hill, and do I see the red smoke rising still?
Yes, it's still kind of coming up. I imagine it's morning, and you're seeing that smoke coming up.
As we're getting closer, and it comes into view, and I'm still seeing that red smoke. Then Karen pulls her harpoon out as well, and starts doing the defending.
Okay, so you'll kind of slow down a little bit, and I'll tell you that this is what you all see.
Yeah, Karen would be up front with her shield and her harpoon out, just keeping an eye out everywhere.
You can see it's jutting from the hilltops above you, looming over you. Even in the morning light, it finds a way to look a little ominous as the crumbling stones don't take away from what are, to this day, still imposing battlements. And even though you can see the colors of nature and it sort of taking back a lot of these man-made structures, it still feels like this bastion against nature itself. But those plumes of red smoke, which you remember Ambassador Warble believed to be distress signals, you still see them rising from the roof of the keep's central tower, kind of where you can see those flames in the image coming from. This place must be Citadel Altrian. Any doubt any of you had is gone when you see it. It's the infamous former home of the Order of the Nail Hell Knights, which has now fallen into ruin. You see gate-like doors at the center of the keep hanging just slightly ajar, which isn't surprising since no one would have been maintaining it in years, and from what you understand, the goblins would have been just kind of living there and sort of finding a way to inhabit it.
Fucking goblins, am I right?
That's so mean.
So we keep walking up that path.
So let me now share this with you all.
Loading.
Let me know when that shows up. It's a big map, so it may take a second.
Working on it. I see a grid. It's coming. There, it's working on it. Yeah,
boom.
It's working on it.
So that is the Citadel, and I've blocked a lot of it out so you guys can't see shit.
Oh, okay. That's what that is? The whiteness?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's
all right. Then yeah, we've got it.
So I'm going to go ahead and check you all. It might take a second. It's a big ass map.
It's huge. It's huge, Nate.
Oh, for some reason it isn't showing up for Nate.
Oh,
Let me
weird.
reshare it. Ah, there you go, Nate.
Cool.
Ike, if you need to, holding control will let you zoom in and out
Yeah, that's standard.
in the map. Yep,
That's,
and holding down middle mouse button will let you move around.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we're over there. Okay.
Trust me, as soon as you dropped anything in like the first session, I tried all of the mod keys and all of the mouse buttons. Just because, I find that fun.
Yep, so I put you all kind of in front of the main big double doors, but you can kind of arrange yourselves a little bit. Oh, I'm accidentally spinning Karen, my B.
Yeah, Karen would definitely be up front with Char-Lee either right behind her or to the left or right of her. Directly adjacent, but not in front.
Let me share just a little bit with you guys. Couple of information. As you're looking at this, the Citadel perimeter, significant overgrowth has overtaken much around the Citadel. And what were once well-maintained bushes have turned into wild brambles around the entire building. As a result, the 10-foot wide parameter around the entire Citadel is considered difficult terrain, if that ever comes up. Additionally, most of the outer structures remain sound. However, you can see in several areas, you don't see this kind of approaching a little bit. There are some areas that it looks like maybe the walls have collapsed a little bit or exposed some of the interior elements. Those sections of wall, difficult terrain. However, the exterior of the walls in general are very steep, and loose stones make any of you think that maybe climbing the walls would be pretty dangerous. So, anyway, what would you all like to do now that you're here?
Karen will look around first and then see if anyone is around outside.
Sure. All right, now let's go ahead and roll that over. Let's move this over to a perception check.
Okay, let me do that real quick then. Not super great at 10.
Okay. Yeah, so in looking around, you don't notice a ton of stuff right away. You kind of see the same things that I've described. You don't notice anything that stands out. That red smoke is definitely a little intimidating.
All right.
Hey.
Karen will take a step forward and describe the doors again? You said double doors?
They're double doors, and they're just a touch ajar.
Okay. Then with my harpoon tip, I'm going to slowly push it open, but not like super fast. I'm trying to be kind of sneaky about it, but I don't want to be putting my body in it. I'm pushing it with my harpoon, trying to open it.
Okay, would you do me a favor? Would you give me a stealth check?
Absolutely. I get no modifier, so here we go. Straight roll.
Felix is
Ooh, not bad. 18. I'll take that.
Felix is going to watch in much humor with a longer spear.
Yeah, mine is a standard short spear mechanically, but it is a harpoon thematically.
Yeah, he's got a long spear.
Like a long spear? Nice.
Like a long spear.
So you kind of look into this room. You should be able to see the room now.
Wow.
Ah, yes. Okay.
I'm actually revealing next to the wall. And with that stealth check, that is going to be sufficient. You're going to look in, and you're going to see 3... God, you're not sure if they're dogs. Doesn't quite seem like the right term.
Oh, God.
Are they big dogs?
They look, oh, you know what?
Can I do like a nature check to see if I know what these are?
Well, 1 second.
Are they good dogs?
They're all good dogs, Bront.
Every one of them.
Well,
Just looking at the stuff.
I found out there was a follow-up to that. He submitted his own dog. Like, a year later.
Sorry, I needed my DM screen to check something.
Ah.
And I also need to make sure these creatures are showing up in the right way.
They're not on a square.
Yeah, that was my bad.
unacceptable.
Where'd I go?
Okay. So, Eli, to answer your question, since you haven't been seen, the check here would be nature.
Alrighty. Nature. I've got a decent bonus in that. So. This looks like a 16.
Looking up the rules.
We're all learning. Flying by the seat of our pants. It's a new system. It's a new day.
Yeah.
New dawn.
This is one that I had looked up, but I looked it up long enough ago that it isn't top of mind for me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is a recall knowledge check under nature. All right, here's a whole sample on. And the thing is, like I said, bugged me. I had this all kind of written out and prepped. All right, so that is going to be just enough. You recognize these as being a somewhat side, like I wouldn't say aptly named. They're what commonly called Goblin Dogs.
Goblin Dogs. Okay.
Yeah, they're.
Does not sound good.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I thought goblins didn't
No,
like
go
dogs.
for it. They don't. These are actually much closer to hairless rats.
Ooh. Huh. So they're like rat-sized, or are they dog-sized?
No, they're definitely dog-sized.
Okay.
And they have.
So they're like a chupacabra. They're like a chupacabra.
Kind of. As a matter of fact, if you kind of zoom in on any one of these tokens, you can kind of get a look of what they look like. They're called Goblin Dogs because they move on 4 legs.
Oh,
yeah, you
okay.
can blow one up and kind of check it out.
Mm-hmm.
This nomenclature is racist.
Well, goblins call them Goblin Dogs because they like them. And never mind, that's their scary answer to dogs.
I look back and make eye contact with Char-Lee, and I say, in Goblin, I tell her, there are 3 Goblin Dogs in here.
Oh, dude, mute you first. I don't understand.
Pet them.
I don't understand. What did you say?
Oh,
Your pet.
sorry. And then I say in common, there are 3 Goblin Dogs in here.
Oh, what's a goblin dog?
It's like a doggy, but a nice rat doggy, and they're nice.
Is it like a rat dog, or is it like a dog rat?
It's more like a rat dog.
That's kind of an existential question.
They like a rat, but the size of a dog. But they still bite like a dog, but they have disease like a rat.
Does it go like a rat tail like the hair, or a rat tail like the rat tail?
It's really weird. It's mainly like a rat tail, but at the end it's got a big curly poof, just like a dog. But they still die the same.
Okay, so it's at this point of conversation that the dogs start to realize, oh, there are people here. And so it's at this point that we're going to have some initiative rolls.
Oh, shit. Okay, are we doing...
So now, a couple things are going to happen. So, because of what you all have said, so Eli, you are going to... I'm going to interpret your stealth roll as your initiative roll.
Sweet. Sweet as.
So you have initiative at 18, and that is above their perception DC, so they will be unaware of you, but hear other people talking.
All right.
So let me roll some initiative... Oh, that's really nice.
Do I roll
cool.
stealth initiative or perception initiative?
What's that?
Do I roll stealth initiative or perception initiative?
Because you weren't being stealthy, you roll perception initiative.
Great.
And what it looks like is if you drag yeah.
Come on.
And have you figured out how to roll from your sheet yet, Ike?
There we go.
Yeah.
I just hadn't brought that on the chat log.
So then if you on the top right, you'll see the crossed swords, the combat tracker. You pop that open. Looks like it may have already plugged a lot of you in.
I wonder if it didn't plug me in because I didn't have it open when I rolled.
Very possibly. Oh, it may also be because you're not on there.
Oh.
There, now you're on there. Now you can just type in what you rolled, or I can type it in for you. You
I'll
got a
make you do
16,
it.
right? Boom.
I'm not
Okay.
even going to confirm that. I'm going to make you confirm it.
Cool. So, Tam, you hear a just sort of growling
Oh, I think he's purring.
come from
Is that a
inside.
good sound or a bad sound?
No, you can make a knowledge nature. You can make a nature check if you want to try to get an idea.
Sure, let's do that, because I have absolutely no clue what's going on.
That was a great growl, by the way, James.
Oh, thank you. I've been
Ah!
really trying to up my game.
Oh, dirty 20, nice.
Dirty 20.
All right. So with that, you're going to know that they are territorial, and you can expect that from them. However, if they're not openly attacking, like most animals, you do have a chance here to make an impression on them. And you think that if they don't attack, or if you don't attack first, there may be an opportunity to use, and I'm going to straight out say, mechanically, this would be a command an animal action.
Oh.
All right.
that-
I think if we can, like, be nice to them, they won't bite us. Maybe. I don't know.
And for
I've
what
never
it's
seen
worth,
this before.
Command an animal is an untrained action. It's an action that anyone can attempt with nature. It's a single action on your turn. So, for what it's worth, Tam, it's one action to recall knowledge. That's your first action. So you've got
Right.
2 actions left on your turn. And let me find us a good little sound set.
I've got a nature of 0. Felix
I'm-
doesn't believe in nature.
So I'm gonna go up beside Karen then, walk up there with the open door, and I say it's like, "Hey, little fellas, we're not gonna hurt you. I think we're all friends here, right? Shit, I wish I had some food."
Do you have any food?
Not immediately accessible because it would all be in my pack. So I would have to spend another action to get it out. So my third action is trying to calm them.
Okay. So let's check out command an animal under nature. Command an animal. All right, nature check against the animal's will DC. So go ahead and make me a new nature check.
Oof.
Nope, that's an 8.
All right, and so you can see them kind of they look up a little bit, and you don't think they're going to attack you yet, but that may also be because it's not their turn.
Right, well, okay.
Karen preemptively raises her shield.
Not until it's your turn.
Oh, it's not my turn. Right.
Because we are
Forgot.
now in turn action.
I'm not
All right,
seeing
so I will
correct
now-
initiative, I don't think.
What should yours be?
18 because of my stealth roll earlier.
Oh yes, I need to program that in for you. There you go.
Ah, there it is. Thank
You
you.
still happen behind animal number 3.
Cool. Then
I got to figure out how to ping exactly which
So,
animal this
so
is.
Tam attempted to coax them with food, and they didn't really move much, but they're still growling. Is that correct?
Tam didn't get any food out. Tam just tried to talk him down.
Okay.
But good doggy talk them down, or
Speaking-
engage them on the intrinsic differences between Nietzsche and Nazi.
Speaking of animals and food, I am currently feeding mine, but I am still listening.
Okay. And I'm actually putting the correct hyperlinked tokens on. So, yeah. So the first one is going to move forward its speed.
Medium Animal 3.
Yep.
I love Medium Animal 3, dude. Franchise
Oh, yeah,
really
it's
went
the
downhill
best.
after 4, though.
So it's going to move forward. Oh, it's got a lot of speed. It's going to come right to the door. Right before the door. And then it is going to, and now with Action Economy of 2nd edition, it takes 2 actions to ready a single action. So it is going to ready an action that if anyone steps into one of those spaces it threatens, it will. You know, I'm not going to tell you, but it is now readied an action.
Okay.
All right. So now we'll pop down. Next down line, Karen. It's your turn.
Karen is going to take one step forward as an action. And then she's just gonna... She doesn't like these things because she's seen goblin tribes before, she's seen goblin rats or goblin dogs before, and she knows that these things are bad news if you get on their bad side. And it didn't seem like Tam was getting on their good side. So Karen takes her harpoon and she stabs forward with it into this thing. Oh yeah, but you're readying an action.
Going to happen.
Go for it.
Well, it rated an action, so it'll get to act first. I'm figuring out how to use the... Here we go.
Oh.
470. I will say I do love having the physical books. The digital stuff is nice, but being able to flip to a page number and leave it open in front of me so I don't forget it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Here we go. Readied action. 2 actions. It can take outside of its turn. Trigger before it. Choosing a single or free action you can use. Then the turn ends. The trigger designates. Okay, so it will then... You step in and it will attack you. It is going to attack Karen. Oh, right. I've got to do that up in there.
Did it hit?
Now the program is a little bonked on this, so I'll just do it manually. Okay. So it rolls a 25 to hit.
Oh, that's
well, I'm going as a reaction. I'm going to raise my shield, but it doesn't help any, so it still hits.
It may help because what's your AC?
It's currently 18 now with the shield.
Because remember,
oh yeah, crits.
if it's
that's
10
right.
or more.
It still wouldn't have been a crit, but still, it helps. And now my shield is raised.
Hit.
So.
And now I should be able to roll damage the traditional way.
Yeah, by putting it on my token.
Man, I really thought so, but it's being a hobnobber. All right. So it's going to do 9 points of damage.
Yikes.
So go ahead and program that in.
Okay.
And then I'm going to need you to make a fortitude save.
Fortitude save? Shit. Okay. 19.
You feel probably fine?
Okay. I don't like that probably, but alright.
Alright, it is now the rest of your turn, Karen.
Okay, so I already used the one movement to step up, so I'm going to use an action to attack with my spear. So I'm going to stab forward with my harpoon. That's going to be a dirty 20.
That's going to hit, not be a crit or anything, but hit. Go ahead and make sure you roll the damage over the monster.
Right, okay, so that's this right here.
Let's see if that's going to work. Boom! Yep,
Yeah.
it processed the damage. Okay.
Sweet.
Spear stabs in. Yelps a little bit.
Alright, and then with my second action, or my third action rather, I'm going to use my shield boss and just smash into its face with my shield. So I have to...
Now, is the shield boss, is it the thing that only takes a -4 on successive attacks?
Everything takes a minus on successive attacks, so I have to use the plus...
but certain items take a smaller penalty, like light weapons usually.
Oh,
like
the shield boss doesn't have that, no. It's just a regular, like, thing. So...
Cool. Alright, so go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh, that's not super great.
Right.
11.
Miss.
Okay, so
it tells you right there, it missed.
Yeah.
So, you swing out with the boss, the dog stand in front of you. Char-Lee, you see Karen getting attacked by this doggo inside the front doors.
Model! And she's just gonna...
Fucking goblins, man.
Oof. Oof. Oh no. Oh no.
Alright. Okay.
I'll
say that.
Bomb? So what... Does anything happen?
Oh no.
Honestly, not
Well,
sure.
let's see. You know, I'll be honest, my familiarity with bombs is not excessive, especially in 2nd edition, even it's little in 1st edition, but let me look up bomb really quick. Critical miss, I'm sure there's some fun thing. Alright, page 554.
Bomb explodes in hand, dies.
Well, we're not using the critical failure cards yet. My intention is to sort of get a feel for the game. No, I think I was looking at the wrong page. The thrilling part of Pathfinder that is looking up lots of rules. Hey, that's why you do it with friends and alcohol.
Absolutely.
Or good food. Alright, the bomb trait.
So this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, this is going to suck a
Let's
lot.
see.
I'm already quite hurt.
Now,
I just killed my mother.
Let's see. If an attack fails, succeeds, or critically succeeds within 5 feet, takes it on a failure, but not a critical failure. Still takes splash damage. So that's what's going to be the case with a critical failure because we're not using the critical failure cards.
Mhm.
A critical fail just means that no one takes any damage, not even splash damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank God.
So you just boom. And that's your quick bomber feat, right? That lets you
Correct.
throw ready a bomb as a part of throwing it.
Yeah, you keep
Cool.
your bombs in easy to reach pouches from which you draw without thinking. You interact to draw a bomb, then strike with it.
So yeah, one action lets you do both. Cool.
Right.
Cool.
So that's your first action, or did you
That's
move?
One action I did not.
Okay. So you got 2 actions left.
So I have my hand crossbow out still, I assume.
Yep,
then?
you did specify that. And because
Okay,
only take
so-
it did specifically say in here the bombs only take a single hand to prepare and throw.
Okay, yeah. So I'll use my second action to fire at that dog with the crossbow then.
Okay.
It's a mess.
At least it wasn't a crit miss.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know what the rules for cover are in this edition either, though. I think they're similar to Starfinder. All right, so you've got 1 action left this turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
I believe it's a single interact action if you want to reload that crossbow.
Ah, yeah, that's fine. That'll work.
Oh, creatures provide a +1 to AC for cover. So if you're shooting into cover, it may just be beneficial that give yourself a -1 penalty on the modifier before you throw the die.
Okay.
All right, so that's your turn, Char-Lee. Felix, what's up, buddy?
Oh, so you know, I've heard about these things. Phalanxes, right? You
Mhm.
got guys with shields and you got guys with spears. Felix got a long spear and there's a guy with a shield in the way.
You can go through allies, though.
Yeah, why would I go through you? You're in the way. That's awesome. That's ideal, actually.
True. But you have reach, then.
Exactly.
So Felix, you got 3 actions. What are you doing, buddy?
First one be to get behind that guy with the shield
So behind
in
Karen.
the doorway, you know, in the way
Mhm.
of the things that want to hurt me. And second action to stab at the thing, because you know, I figure there's no need to ready the long spear because it makes for an amazing walking stick.
Yeah.
It's a pragmatist. So that's creature 3.
Yep. So you should be able to grab the die
Yeah.
from your attack
And
tab
roll it
and
on
just
the
drop
one
it
in
over the
there.
creature.
Yeah,
And it'll let you know
Oh, yeah.
that's a miss.
that's a miss.
But you've got one more action. If you want to attack again, it'll be
You
the
know what?
second attack profile at penalty.
Yeah. Well, that one didn't
Oof,
really.
we aren't doing great.
Oh, no, it did. Wait, no. Oh, I rolled the fist for the second one. So that would have been a plus, so it would have been 1 less anyway.
Yeah, so that's not going to hit in this case.
And I'm just sort of flailing my spear around.
And just as the sort of like conversational reminder, remember, you're able to accomplish your sneak attack, Isaac, when they are flat-footed. Some effects give flat-footed to creatures. Additionally, if you're ever flanking a creature, they count as flat-footed. Yeah. So just keep in mind you've got that going for you.
I was basically operating under Neverwinter Nights rules.
Yep. Although Neverwinter Night might just have 2 creatures attacking. In this case, you have to be on opposite sides, or they have to be flat-footed.
Mm-hmm.
But your surprise attack can factor into that a little bit. That on the first round of combat, if you roll Deception or Stealth for initiative, creatures that haven't acted before you count as flat-footed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now it's medium animal number 2. Seeing everything that's going on, medium animal number 2 is going to move to right here. Or I think it'll come up, but no, it'll go right there. It's not really going to... No, it will move up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of coming at the side here.
Okay.
And that should avoid the threat range on Felix.
So it's like behind the door or the wall or something?
Yeah, it's just sort of it's going to be kind of up next to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So no. Well, I guess that's right. Not everyone has attack of opportunity anymore, so it'll move up to there. Felix does not have attack of opportunity as a rule. And then it's gonna bite. It's just gonna bite real good, like
a sexy bite, or like...
Oh yeah, like super sexy.
Is Karen enjoying this? I need to know from my...
All right, Karen, how do you feel about... Man, I'm rolling well tonight. How do you feel about a 24?
Oh, yeah, that hits. Yikes.
Jesus. Survive.
All right, let's throw some damage on there. And these character entries are not perfect tonight. All right, we're just a nice 7 points of damage.
Yeah, good lord. I have, I think, 1 hit point left.
What's happening?
All right, and that's... Oh, you know what? It does have a second attack.
Oh, good god.
But let's first let me see something. Let's see if you succeed on a saving throw against a disease once. Is there a reason you wouldn't have to take it again?
I don't know.
Yeah, everyone knows you're immune after the first time, dude. That's what cooties were.
Right.
Let's see.
You never had cooties, bro?
Totally had lots of them. Because I kept having to save. So, for those of you reading along at home, this is on page 457, is our disease rules. Afflictions. Let's see. Afflictions, format, name and trait, saving throw. So this is a... disease. Oh, okay. Well, that's... When you're exposed to it, you must attempt a saving throw. This first attempt is to stave off the infection, called the initial save. An affliction usually requires a fortitude save, but the exact save and are listed in a type. One successful initiating saving throw, you are unaffected by the exposure affliction. You do not need to attempt further saving throws against it unless you are exposed to the affliction again, which in this case, yes, you would be exposed to it again here. So, another fortitude save.
Shit, okay.
That's my interpretation. See,
Yep.
after the initial spell, you were unaffected by that exposure. However, this is a new exposure because it's biting you another time.
Yikes, real bad. Real bad.
10. Okay,
10.
so... Ooh. Yeah, that's not fun at all.
You have the big lickma.
So it's one save. Let me look at that. So saves. This is all new stuff. Onset. Once you fail save, you don't get the effects until the onset time is elapsed. Okay, so I'll say that right off the bat, you don't feel like anything's happened.
Okay, except I got bit.
Yeah, you may be like, oh, looks pretty dirty. But dog is going to go for a second attack. Let's give it a roll here. Wow, even with that penalty, 23 to hit?
Of course that hits.
Yeah, you know, it's just fun. Oh, there I can roll it on you. Hey, you're dying.
Yay! Yeah, I'm unconscious now.
All.
All right, medium animal number 1. Tam, It doesn't like you. So it's going to run up over unconscious, right next to unconscious Karen, and it's going to attack Tam.
Yay.
Oh, misses with the first attack, because now I'm rolling poorly.
Yeah, right? At least...
Can I use this as a reaction? I don't think I can.
So when someone dies?
She's not dead yet.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
fair.
dead, I'm just unconscious.
And second attack also misses.
I was actually talking about shield, but
Oh.
no, that is not. I cannot use it as a reaction. At least not yet.
Yeah, you need a feat
So
for
guys,
that.
Yeah.
just remember that the way the rules are written now is every single session you begin with one hero point, regardless of how many you ended the
that's
last
right.
session with.
Yeah.
I don't know about those.
So Eli, you know what I'll do really quick for you
I'm surprised.
is, since you're kind of just chilling out for a second, let me send you a link to something. Oh, I'm looking up the stuff, So here's a good place to start, Eli. But remember, you have a hero point, which is why I'm not too worried on your behalf.
Okay. Checking it out
Okay.
now.
Yep. All right, so now back to top of the order. Tam, it's your turn.
I am going to, since I'm kind of standing right there.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to. Let's make sure I use the right version of this.
So as you're going in your decision-making process, I want to remind you of two things. Anytime you take a somatic spellcasting interaction,
Right.
it has the interact thing, which provokes an attack of opportunity. That's thing one I want you to know. But now thing two I want you to remember is that in Pathfinder 2, not everything has the ability to take an attack of opportunity.
Right.
I cannot tell you with your check whether or not you know that about them, but you do know in general that that is something that usually people who are trained in fighting know how to capitalize on. And what you do know from your check with the Goblin Dogs is that they tend to be feral animals, not trained ones.
Right. Okay. Still, just after like trying to get my face bit and stuff, there's like you can take a 5-foot step back in like a defensive step.
Yep,
Is that
it's
still a
essentially yes, it's in action. It's basically identical to Starfinder's guarded step. It takes one of your actions.
All right, and it's still I could move to there with a 5-foot step.
Correct. Yes, first diagonal is 5.
All right, so that's and then I will use my remaining 2 actions to use heal on Karen.
Thank God. Thank Pharasma.
Okay, come on.
Yes,
I
and for the
need
record,
you to
Nate,
ro- I
that
need you to roll the
action is
dice.
called a step.
A step. Okay.
Yep, move 5 feet without triggering any reactions. Takes a single action.
All right. This isn't. I have no idea why this isn't triggering, but I will just do this instead. So add 8 to that.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
That's how many hit points you gain back. So,
Welcome back.
I'm just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
so just keep note to yourself, Eli, that right now you have the condition of doomed 1.
Doomed 1. Oh my God.
Yeah, basically, this is a mechanic to make sure that if you keep getting up and going back down in fights,
Oh, sure.
it isn't just a wash. So doomed has no effect on your value, on any sort of other value that you have. But what it is that, so you would have knocked out and you would have gone to dying 1. When you're unconscious, if you ever reach dying 4, you die, right?
Mhm. 5. Or no, there's a feat to bring it to 5. You're right, it's 4.
Exactly. However, when you come back from being dying, you gained doomed. And each time you come back from dying, you gain doomed. Your doom value goes up.
Okay.
After resting for an hour, they all go away.
Oh, okay. All right.
However, like if you were to go back down, you would start off at one higher level of dying condition. You wouldn't just be at dying 1. If you were to go down,
Dying
you'd
2.
be at dying 2.
Okay, I gotcha.
And then if you were to come back up, you'd have doom 2. So then you go back down, you're at dying 3.
Okay.
That's just how that works.
So that way there's some incentive to not just get knocked down, get back up again, get knocked down, get back up again.
Sure.
So no, sorry.
Get knocked down.
Oh no, sorry. That's the wounded condition.
Oh, okay. So I have
Doomed
wounded,
reduces.
not doomed?
Yeah, doomed reduces when you die. If you're doomed 1, you die at 3 instead of 4. That's what it is.
Oh, I see.
And wounded, it ends anytime you receive HP from treat wounds, or if you're restored to full HP, or if you rest for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So right now you're wounded 1.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which, all right, as a matter of fact, it is now medium animal 3's turn.
Yeah, because Tam just went. Okay.
All right. So it's just looking at you, and you're back up. Well, you're prone.
Yes.
And you would have dropped your weapon and your shield.
Probably.
Damn.
Oh, so yeah, I guess I would be back down here to a 16.
And I don't think prone's doing you a whole lot of favors either, to be completely honest.
It is not.
Let me go ahead and pull that out, because I've got a card here, because this is a game that has so many fucking rules.
Yeah.
They put some of them on cards to make it easier.
That's nice of them, though.
Yeah, it is. And this is one of those, like, we're all kind of new to this system, so I just sort of feel like there's always going to be that learning curve a little bit. So, let's talk about what's going on with the prone character. Prone and incapacitated. Oh, condition, prone. Here we go. So, -2 penalty on attack rolls. You can take cover. You can only see the only actions you can take while you're prone is crawl or stand. Standing ends the prone condition. No, it looks like there's no longer a penalty to AC for being prone. You can roll back and forth, which I do appreciate. I think
that's helpful.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
If you stand up, you're not prone anymore?
All right. What's that?
If you stand up, you're not prone anymore?
Yeah,
No,
crazy, right?
crazy.
So, first attack here. This attack's coming in against you, Karen.
Okay.
Miss.
Yes.
It's just gonna go for fucking broke though.
I can't change my wounds for some reason. What did I get? 8?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
No, you got
Yeah, 8 hit because you rolled 4 plus 4, right?
4 plus 8.
Oh, 4
4
plus 8, so
8.
12.
Okay.
So yeah, you're considerably better off then. Yeah, it's got to go for that attacking. That's just too beneficial.
You gave me 8 temporary hit points. You didn't put my wounds to 8.
Oh, I didn't do anything.
Oh, wait. Then I don't know.
You
what
did
happened.
that.
Did I do that? How did I do that? I'll fix it.
So okay, Eli, real quick. Your wounded should be 1.
Mhm.
Your temp should be 0.
Yep.
And your wounds should be 8.
Yeah.
Hit
There we
points.
go. Perfect.
12.
Now I'm set.
Yeah. All right. So now the goblin's going to attack again. Let me go ahead and put the modifier. And it's a natural attack. So it's only -4 on the second attack. How are we looking? That's a miss. 15 as it snaps out at you. But this mindless creature, feeling like you're prey for this, it's gonna go for broke on it. Third attack in, just snaps out at you as you're down on the ground, fighting hard. Miss.
Catches
Only a
my armor
+1
or
on the
something.
final attack. Yeah, I can imagine your feet are kind of kicking it away as you're coming to. And now, sure enough, it's your turn, Karen.
Okay. Is grabbing my spear and shield an action?
Each one individually is an action.
Oof, okay. Gonna grab the spear and two-hand it. So grabbing the spear, that's the one action.
Yep.
Second action, I'm going to two-hand it and stab directly into the one that's in front of me.
You will have to stand up. You cannot attack
okay.
when prone.
Then I'll stand up.
But it
and
is
then...
an action to stand. Yep.
Okay, then I'll stand and then do one attack, two-handed, so it'll be 1d8 instead of 1d6 if I hit.
Okay.
So...
Hey, that means you're no longer prone, just so you know.
Yes.
Pro tips
So
from
that's
Isaac.
I'm helping.
It's a
Yes,
miss.
15? That should have been a 15.
Yep, it says that.
Okay, yeah.
6 plus 9 equals 15. Attack 15 at medium animal number 3.
Okay,
Miss.
yeah, there we go. All right. Wow, they
So,
have high AC.
you
Shit.
stab out at it. Yeah, the game scales pretty well. And I will say that this is a bit of a rough encounter. So that's your
Yeah,
whole
good
turn.
lord.
Char-Lee, you're watching your mom go down and get picked on.
You're just gonna let him pick on your mom like that, bro?
Char-Lee throw bomb.
Oh, come on. That's the exact same roll. That's the exact same die roll.
Okay, so fortunately, critical miss means that no one gets hit.
Thank.
Yeah.
You have 2 more actions this turn.
Jesus Christ.
Change
And
your
then reload.
dice's
So
color.
That's it. Dude, no kidding.
Orange is not working
Is it-
for you.
Is that the new version of changing dice? Just
Yeah.
pick a different color?
Yeah, dice jail.
Different
Orange is in
anyway.
dice
Second
jail.
pink, bro.
All right, Felix Sidonius.
That's my name.
So I will say that mechanically, Ike, if you move north, you would count as flanking against the
Yeah, that's what I
animal
was,
number 2.
Because he's
Okay.
facing south.
Correct.
You
You just have to you just have to be able to draw a line from that character to yours that passes through. Actually, Ike, you'd have to move.
You'd have to move into
You'd
the
have to
room.
move to here. No, because he could attack through the door.
Oh, okay, then yeah, there it'd be.
Because then you
Yeah,
can draw a
but-
line. Because the rule is the line. If you draw a line between the center of the 2 characters, it has to be able to, or between the 2 characters, you have to be able to pass it through 2 opposite sides of the enemy's space.
Right,
So
that makes sense.
If you're one closer, you wouldn't be able to do it. But because of the reach of the spear, you can
You
get
can
your
move
angle
all
set
the way.
up.
I say you. I can move all the way up and get my angle set up to, work my roguey magic.
Yeah. So now, if you're going to roll this attack, let me momentarily apply flat. If you're going to apply this creature, let me know, and I'll apply flat-footed to the creature.
No, that's exactly the plan.
Okay. So, because I just want to see if this will work. A, B, C, D, E, F, flat-footed. Onto medium animal 2. Okay, he is flat-footed
Sweet.
by Sidonius Felix. Wow.
Cool.
God, we're rolling bad tonight.
Oh, you know what? It's still here.
13.
Trust the dice. I did not trust the dice.
Dice jail.
All right.
All of us.
I've been rolling decent.
That's true.
Yeah, he's been rolling fine. So I'm going to take flat-footed off from him. Or actually, let me try that again. Okay. Okay, so it is now that creature's turn. It's going to go for Felix. So it's going to step out the door.
Oh, sweet. It's mad
And
at
then
me.
move.
Attack of opportunity, because I get that. Because I am a fighter.
Yes, you do.
I am taking an attack of opportunity on that son of a bitch as it runs past me with my spear.
And it'll be at your second attack of the turn penalty.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll double check that, but I'm pretty sure that any attacks further, your attack
thought-
penalty resets at the beginning of your turn.
Oh, does it reset at the
But-
beginning of the turn? Okay.
Yes, but it may be different for fighters
I
because
thought it was different because I thought it was always at my top. But yeah, double check.
it may be because that is a special ability now.
Yeah.
That's no longer something everyone has.
Let me see.
All right. Attack of opportunity.
Oh, I've got it right here.
Let's see.
If you're attacked,
Make
this
a
strike
melee
doesn't.
strike
This
against
strike
your
doesn't
creature.
count toward your multiple attack penalty, and your multiple attack penalty
Boom, you're
does
right.
not apply to this strike. So it is at my full,
Nice.
my full attack. So that's going to be my
And it
spear.
will count as flat-footed as it's stepping away.
Okay, so it has that. So there we go.
Oh,
Ah,
shit.
fuck! That one. So that's just a critical miss 10.
Yeah, you stab out at, just not quite there.
Yeah.
So you
I
all
hate
got
fantasy
characters in the
grounds.
back burner, right?
Screw this. We're done.
Ugh.
We're going home.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
need a
it.
character on the Blackbird. Blackbird, Jesus.
Wow, that just got a little racist. Not okay.
Yeah.
How dare you talk about black burners?
I don't need a character on the back burner. Felix, just run away.
All right, so it's going to
First one he
lash
dies,
out.
he's gone.
It's going to attack Felix. That's a crap roll, though. Misses. It's going to attack again. That -4 penalty at Felix. How we feeling? Misses again. Decent roll. Worth penalty, and I forgot Felix is actually just a bit beefy. I think the second dog. What's that?
Yeah, he's Jin BTS, my dude.
So I think this animal is going to step out to here. He's going to take a step action and going to attack Tam.
Oh no, Tam. Who's Tam?
So Tam, this one's coming in at you.
Such a nice guy. What's going on?
Ooh, that is definitely a hit.
Eesh.
Not a critical hit.
Oof.
So Tam, there you go. Tam, go ahead and give me a fortitude save.
All right. Something I'm kind of sort of okay at.
Ooh, damn.
Okay.
25 for it. Well done, Tam.
All right, so you feel fine.
Good job.
All right, and now
I'm
Tam,
feeling okay about things. I
it's
mean,
your turn.
I don't like the fact that I was just bit, but you know, yeah. So that's the first time I've ever been bit by anything in my life. So we're gonna hit it with a stick.
What is your weapon?
It's a staff.
Oh,
It's a stick.
Yep.
So yeah,
you
that
wouldn't
would
deprive an old...
Nope, that's a miss.
Ah! Why are we all so
That's where we're
bad?
at tonight.
We're all so
Slapped the
bad.
ground.
I'm like, well, shit. That didn't work. So then I am going to I'm going to do this.
Whatever you're doing, pretend you meant to do it all.
I am going to use my remaining 2 actions to cast Bless.
What does that
All
do?
right, what does Bless do?
So everyone within, I have no idea how this actually affects anything on the field, but everything currently within a 5-foot emanation gets +1 to your attack rolls.
Hey.
Within 5 feet?
Currently within 5 feet. It has the concentration trait, so I can increase the radius the longer I spend on it.
Oh, rad. Okay.
So if I spend an action concentrating on it next turn,
Oh, that's cool.
it becomes 10 feet, 15 feet, yada yada yada.
Wow.
I'm not entirely sure how this actually affects the battlefield. Like, if
It
affects
won't
your
have a
rolling?
mechanical effect. Everyone will need to kind of keep note of that and make those appropriate
Sure.
changes.
Okay.
Okay.
We
So
do that
remember-
with the modifier thing in the bottom left, right?
Yep, and then you just type a 1 in there, and it'll add it up or take care of it. And additionally, you can make custom conditions, and so if we find that Tam is using Bless a lot, we can make a Bless condition that I can drag and drop on top of profiles.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's one of those where like we'll put the
Okay.
we can put the programming in over time if we find that it's too troublesome to do the self modifier.
Am I too far away for this, or?
Right now it's only 5 feet around him, but every turn he concentrates on it, it gets larger.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be medium animal number 3's turn now. We're all familiar with medium animal number 3.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Sebastian.
a real
Oh,
friend.
she.
Yeah.
Oh, she. Okay, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
I shouldn't assume.
So it's what it's going to do.
Attack
It's going to attack Karen. Ooh, that's a hit with an 18.
Ah! Oh, wait, what? An
It's a
18?
hit with an 18. Yeah, because you don't have your shield.
But
It's still on the ground.
it's a new round though, right? Oh, you're right. It's on the ground. You're right.
So let's draw some damage. Ooh, 9 points of damage.
Yeah. Shit.
And let's go ahead and because you're you're
Fortitude.
exposed. So let's make a fortitude save. Yeah, you're looking fine.
Oh, there we go.
Your condition is not worsened.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I've got 2 more attacks.
Yikes.
Fuck.
So this thing's gonna lash out at Karen.
Ugh.
Oh
Miss.
my god. Okay.
Ugh.
And it's dedicated, so it's going for broke. -8 for its 3rd attack because it's an agile weapon. Drop it in there. Ooh,
What?
17.
Ugh.
That's gonna hit.
With a -8?
A -8?
How did it roll an 18?
Yeah.
Karen is dying again.
But wait, if it has a -8, how did it even possibly get an 18?
net -8. Its bonus, I'll let you look behind the curtain here. Its base bonus on its jaw attack is +9.
Good lord.
And I rolled a 17 +1.
Oh, I understand. Oh, I see. I thought you meant it was -8 overall. Yikes.
No,
okay.
no, it's a net +1.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so you are now dying. So you're dying 1, wounded 1, so you're effectively at 2. But as you're going down, give me another Fortitude save.
Okay.
These things are brutal.
Yeah, good lord. And we can't fucking hit anything.
Doesn't get any worse.
Alright.
But it is now your turn, Karen, and I will say that at this point,
Hero point. I'm gonna burn
you
it.
feel sickened.
Okay. I'm gonna burn my hero point to come back to consciousness, or whatever. It brings me back to 1, right? Oh wait, I'm an orc. I shouldn't have even gone unconscious the first time, I don't think.
Oh, shit.
Orc
Well, did you
ferocity.
pick that as your orc trait?
I did, yeah. Fiercest runs battle through your blood, and you refuse to fall from your injuries. You avoid being knocked out and remain at 1 hit point. Your wounded condition increases by 1. So I should have 1 less dying, because either way, if you want to count it retroactively or this round, that should have proc.
Let's count it this round since hand was
Sure.
on the chess piece.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you're just at dying 2,
Okay.
but you're conscious, so you don't drop everything. You're
No,
not
I
down.
should be at dying 1 since I've dropped twice, but I've got the orc ferocity.
Well, no, it says your dying condition goes up, so you don't, or your wounded condition goes up. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. It's wounded instead of dying. So I should be dying 1, wounded 2.
No, you should be wounded 2, dying 0.
Ah,
Because
okay.
we're saying if your ferocity kicks in now,
Yes, okay, right. Wounded 2, dying 0. Got it.
since hand was off the chess piece, I'll allow that. Okay, now let's keep in mind you are sickened. I went ahead and applied it to you, but so you know what's going on in your character sheet. Sickened is a status penalty equal to your sickened value. You are sickened 1 on all checks and DCs. So here you go. So it's a status penalty. Any check you make and any DC you have is all reduced by 1.
All right.
You can spend an action on your turn to retch and attempt to recover, which lets you attempt a fortitude save against the DC of the effect that made you sick. On a success, you reduce your sickened value. So on your turn, you can choose to throw up for 1 action to try to stabilize your sickness.
Okay.
I choose the barf.
Right.
Yeah, these are important things.
And only Pathfinder has the rules for barfing
Of course.
built in.
Damn right, it's Pathfinder.
I thought of everything.
Okay, so it's my turn then, still?
Yep.
Alright, did I take an action to burn that hero point to get up this round, or what happened?
No, you wouldn't have because your orc thing's in. So you're still at full hero points, and
Excellent.
you're conscious, and you're good to go.
So I have 3 actions.
Yep.
Okay, first things first, I'm going to retch. I'm just going to do that. You said it was a fortitude?
Yeah, so for an action, you just...
Yeah, I'm going to try that. It's worth risking it. God, why am I rolling so bad? 13.
So you retch, you're not better.
Okay, then I'm going to use my second action to, since I have the feat Intimidating Glare, I don't take the -4 to attempt to intimidate this thing for it not speaking its language. So I'm going to try to intimidate it by vomiting on its riotous, violently and roaring while I'm doing it. And that's going to be a 22 intimidate against its will save.
Because it's will.
It gets a willed, it's will DC, yeah.
All right, so it's going to fail that.
It's frightened 1.
All right, time for me to apply some stuff to it.
Yep.
Damn, it's scary.
So I stare it in the eyes while I am violently throwing up, and I'm just going with it, leaning in, making eye contact, putting my face close to its face. No, not me. I'm not frightened 1. Yeah.
I know, I took it off.
Okay, cool. And then as I'm doing that, I'm going to stab at it with my spear again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be my third and final action. Yeah, that's good. 28. Critical hit, yes!
All right, so critical hit, that's roll the damage.
Oh,
twice.
and as I was last round, I dual handle. I'm using my spear two-handed since I don't have my shield.
You have not told me that you've taken an action to change your
Okay,
handing
cool.
on it.
Then I don't know
so
how
actually,
to...
clarification. It is a free action to reduce hands on an item. It is an action to add hands to an item.
Oh, okay.
So if you ever want to, you can drop a hand off of it for free.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay, cool.
But because you picked it up with 2.
Right, okay, got it. How do I change my damage then? So, because it should be a 1d8 plus 4 since I'm doing it two-handed.
You should just have a profile inside of the hourglass, or inside of the magnifying glass to the right of it. You should be able to change the damage die.
Oh, okay.
The weapon.
Full disclosure, I could not find how to do that, so I
Dice
made
left.
a completely separate
Type.
function.
I don't think I can change it, James. I think you might have to. Or I could just...
Yeah, this is what I ran into with
I'll
this
just do plus 4, and then I'll just roll a d8 like this.
Yeah, I can just do it manually.
So that's 6 plus 4 is a 10? 10, yeah.
10 with the bonus is applied twice too.
Oh, that's right.
It's full damage doubled.
Oh shit, that's right. So
2d8
so
plus
wait.
8.
That's 6 doubled is 12 plus 4 plus...
No, you just roll it twice. So roll a d8 twice, and then
so
add your
that's
bonus twice.
6, and then 3 is 9, plus 4 is 13, plus 4 is 17.
17 points of damage?
Yes.
Oh god, I have to do math, and I hate that. He's dead.
Yes! So as I'm
Boom!
violently vomiting, I'm staring it in the eyes, it's getting more and more angry as I'm doing it, and it kind of cowers in fear a little bit, and it opens its mouth to start going in for another bite, and I stab it down the throat with my harpoon.
All right, so I mean, the dog.
Can I use my
terrifying.
reaction?
Yes,
Now you can.
certainly can.
All right, groovy. I have no idea what is happening there, but whatever. I can totally do that. Yeah, focus spell using 1. What does Death Call do again? Creature within 20 feet. 5, 10, 15. Yep.
All right, and then
What
Eli,
is the creature's level?
it is effectively. Oh, I have this up even. It is creature level 1.
Creature level 1. Fantastic. So
Eli,
I gain
end of your turn.
4
You've ended this stage of the affliction. You need to make a new save.
Okay.
Wisdom modifier 5.
Here we go. Fort save. Not super good, but 15.
So that's a fail. So you've advanced to stage 2. So what's going to happen at stage 2 of this relatively quick-moving disease is you are... You stay sickened 1, but you've also become slowed.
Oof, okay. That's fine. I can deal with that.
Which, if I remember correctly, slowed means you only get 2 actions on your turn.
Oh, shit. Okay. Alright.
I have slowed right here. You have fewer actions. You're slowed 1, so you'll have 2 actions on your turn.
Okay. Charlie's
right.
up then.
Aldo, good turn. Char-Lee.
Charlie's gonna fumble in her backpack really quick, grab this nice little anti-plague here, and consume that. That's a +2 item bonus to Fortitude saving throws against diseases for a day.
That would have been smart.
I think I'll go ahead and take that guy. I assume that's 2 actions. Get it out.
1 to take out, 1 to consume, yes.
An interact action, but then I will fire at the dog here, medium animal 1. That's just like the first attack action, though, right?
Yep. No matter which action, no matter when during your turn you take it, it's the number of attacks you take in that turn. So even if it's the last thing you do in your turn, if it's the first attack, no penalty.
Cool.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Nat 20.
It needs a. Oh yeah, it applied the +1. Okay.
You know what? Real quick, since I've got this up in the background.
Brr, 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 brr.
I think that's the first nat 20 of the campaign.
I
I
think
believe
so,
it is.
yeah.
So
everyone drink.
I already finished my beer, I can't.
Yeah, I'm out. Sorry.
Yeah. So am I.
Yes.
all right. So go ahead and roll your damage twice over that creature. Ooh. Oh no! Oh, it looks like it rolled it for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I did. Plus that
Oh,
second
yeah,
roll
sure
was
enough.
garbage, so sweet.
So I'll give it
Yeah.
1 hit point back. That's cool that it did that. It kind of did
Yeah.
that for you automatically.
Yeah.
Oh no, it didn't. I know exactly what happened there. Oh no, critical 1d6 equals 3, piercing 1d6 equals 6.
Yeah, so it did 9 damage total.
Yeah, piercing.
Yeah, it did it right.
Critical. Yeah.
Yeah, it totally did it right.
Times 2. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, because there's no bonus to damage to get multiplied. I was wondering if it had the deadly ability.
But did
It's
it
just a
add
hand
your
crossbow,
dex bonus?
It doesn't. That isn't added to damage. This isn't.
Oh,
5e.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the rough thing about range is you don't get to add things to it unless it's thrown. Nice though. So yeah, boom, you crit it. It just cuts right through the thick muscle of its shoulder.
And I go, bitch. Hurt my mommy.
So Felix, you are no longer flanking because it is not being threatened from the other side because no one is in melee range.
So, can I consider it a single action to drop the spear and draw a sword?
It is a free action to drop, a single action to draw. So yes, that is
And I'm
accurate.
going for a single action to drop the spear and draw the short sword.
Correct.
And then I have this boy in my face, and I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm angry.
You do that.
Wait, actually, no, I only roll it. Actually, that makes absolutely no sense. I'm just gonna try to fight this thing with the spear. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the numbers. Do you know what? I've got this thing in my face, and apparently it's easier to just try to... Nah, I know what it's...
Just choke up on the spear, dude. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, just poke up on the spear.
It's good to have a short sword if you're ever in certain scenarios require you to use a one-handed weapon.
So this is a
But-
question about Pathfinder rules in general.
Got it.
If I swing the spear, drop the spear, draw the sword, and swing the sword, does that still use the second attack penalty?
It does, but if the short sword is agile, it will have a smaller penalty on the second attack.
Yeah, it's a +2 instead of a +1.
Correct. Then yes,
But
that
I
would
mean,
be
at
accurate.
that point, that would be easier to just swing 3 times with the spear.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the other, if you want to get really technical, because you'd have to go to a single hand of the spear, so you couldn't attack with it. You could attack with both hands of the spear, drop a hand off of the spear, draw the sword, and attack with the sword one-handed at the end. And then before you use the spear again, you'd have to drop the sword and put a hand back on the spear. But yes, there are rules for that, and that's how that interaction would work.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I've got a spear. I'm just gonna roll the spear at this guy. Which one am I in front of? 2?
Yep.
Yes, 2. I just moused over.
The healthy one. Yeah, now
There we
20!
go.
That fucking time.
Holy shit! So if you roll damage, it'll keep in mind that it's a critical, and it'll take care of all those bonuses for you.
Oh man, Fantasy Grounds is so good.
It does come in handy.
And you killed it.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh shit.
Fuck yeah.
Now that we're rolling, well
so
done.
you just speared the creature right through.
so...
So you've got 2 more actions now.
Ah!
I've got 2 more actions, and what I've got is the ability to drop the spear, draw the short bow,
As an action.
Mm.
and take a shot at 1 from my nice, happy distance.
Hell yeah.
Nice! Yeah.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Right, so there's all this damage that we've been trying to
Yeah, God.
About goddamn time.
We should have stretched first, guys.
do. All at once.
What in the hell?
Well, just 1.
Uh,
I thought
One
that
point
walk
again,
up
but
here would have been a
still.
good warm up, but
Yeah, good. Front door.
Also, apparently, fucking rogues.
Deadly D10?
Yeah, shit.
What is that?
Oh yeah, that's a special thing with certain weapons count as deadly. So when they crit,
Oh,
you add an
nice.
additional die of that kind.
Yikes.
Oh, good God.
Shit.
So you did 1 damage, Ike, and then you also get a D. It didn't auto roll for you. You need to roll a D10 additional as
Oh,
damage
that
for
wasn't.
deadly.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
1 second.
but it wasn't a crit.
It also...
Oh no, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
it
that was
never
just
mind.
a
Yeah,
hit.
it wasn't
Yeah,
a crit. Trent's right.
Yeah, just a...
It's a
Yeah,
good
I don't
part
know
of the most embarrassed
I don't know
nerd
anything.
moment of my life when I couldn't recognize which was a D10 immediately.
All right, so that's Ike's very productive turn.
Yes.
Animal number 2 is skipped because they dead. You just delete them off of there. And now it's Animal 1. Animal 1 is not doing so hot.
Neither are you, okay?
Oh, thanks, bro. It's going to attack. It's going to attack Karen.
Wait, why am I at 0? I shouldn't be at 0.
Oh, you should be at 1. That's right, because you went.
Yeah.
You would have been killed. You should be at 1. It's going to take a swipe at Karen. So it's going to lash out at Karen.
So someone else shot it with an arrow. I was hitting it with trying to hit it with a stick, and it bites Karen.
Yeah, it's going to attack a few different people. But it also just saw Karen kill its buddy. So Karen, I can roll, but I feel pretty confident that...
Yeah, that's going to make me unconscious.
Woo! And guess what else it's time for? Did you guess Fortitude save?
I did guess. That's not bad.
And that Fortitude
21.
save is fine. It does not increase additionally.
Okay.
Now it's going to whip around and attack Tam for its second attack. Misses, and go for broke on Tam.
I like this whole aesthetic we've got going where Felix is just way out of the way.
Yeah, it's the most roguish thing. The cleric and the
Absolutely.
fighter are up front, and the rogue just like...
I'm gonna hang out.
The cleric with no armor is up front.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you guys...
I forgot to reset the round counters. We're technically at round 17 of yesterday's combat.
you guys are finishing off this thing. I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick.
Awesome.
No
Tam,
need
it's
to-
your turn.
Alright, so I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit and cast heal on Karen.
Thank for Asma. How many action heal?
It'll have to be a 2
2
action because he's at
It'll have
range.
to be 2 because I'm at
Well,
range.
unless he
Yeah.
wants to spend an action to step over, but at that point...
Nope. This is better anyways, so that'll be 10.
Oh,
Healed 4.
yes. Okay.
So you're at what, wounded 3?
Yeah.
And so this is something I really do like about Pathfinder. So it's like, while you've gone down a lot, you've gone down a lot, but you've still been able to play the whole combat.
Mm-hmm.
But you do know that right now, if you go down again, you're at dying 4,
Right.
and you're dead.
Right.
So I like that it feels significant, but also fucking
I rolled it
terrifying.
I rolled that wrong.
Yeah.
Do you want to let that stand, or do you want me to actually
No,
roll
roll it again. You rolled it wrong. It's in the system. We'll go ahead and roll it again.
Hey.
Boom!
You hit it in the face.
And then damage. How does damage work? This is the first time I've done this.
Pull it from the area,
Gotcha.
drop it over the creature.
Haha!
Boom!
Yes.
And out.
That was way more difficult than it should have been.
All right.
And I'm
So-
going to run over and see if is there any sort of like medicine or anything I could do to assist with like the sicken status or anything like that,
Yeah,
or
you know
aid
what?
her
Let's-
in a fashion of trying to clear that?
Let's check that out. I bet there is. That feels like the kind of thing that would probably exist. And I'm also going to
Yeah.
guess you're trained in medicine.
I am absolutely trained in medicine, and I have the if this is an assist, I gain a +4 to any aid bonuses because my cooperative nature.
So there is a treat disease option.
Cool.
However, that is only usable during downtime. So that would mean that like you guys would have to sort of chill out for the rest of the day, and you could then do that.
Okay.
We got the antidotes and anti-plagues.
Yeah,
from
I was just
first
looking
thing,
at
right?
that. Do
Well,
those
and
work retroactively, or do they just work as like a preventative measure?
They work moving forward, but you also know that you have these checks to make moving forward.
Yeah,
I see.
anti-plague so like applies to your checks as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
So the way
I'm
it all
going to take
works now is
the
that-
anti-plague.
Well, 1 second. We're still in initiative time.
Oh,
for the sake
are
of
we?
keeping
Oh,
an eye
okay.
on that to work it out. And it's the easiest way to handle conditions is to stay in initiative time until a status quo is reached.
Sure. Okay.
So Tam moves over, kind of checks
Actually,
it
no.
out.
If we're still in initiative, then I wouldn't have moved because I used all 3
Okay.
actions while I was still there.
Oh, yep. So now it is Karen's turn.
Okay. Now I will take my anti-plague.
Well, additionally, if you want to retch,
Oh
do
yeah.
that before
okay.
because it'll be an action to draw and an action to take.
Yeah, you're right.
Or
I'll
if
do
you
that.
want to draw it, take it, and then retch, you'll have a bonus when you retch.
No, because then I will have just thrown up the anti-plague.
Mechanically, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't? Alright, if you say so, then that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take the anti-plague, and then I'm going to vomit. So
that'll give you a check before the end of your round. You'll get an additional +2 on this, so go ahead and tap that your modifier.
Alright, so then Fortitude... no. Oh, okay. Hey, that's alright. 25.
So, you reduce your level of the disease by 1.
Thank the rest.
And then at the end of your turn, so upon doing that, that will remove your slowed.
Okay, good.
Then at the end of your turn, you'll need another check.
Okay, and that's still at +2 then.
For the rest of the day.
Sweet. Sweet as.
And
19.
that takes you down to 0.
Yes.
You are no longer affected by it.
Alright, so I'm just standing there throwing up all over this dead dog, just adding insult to injury. I'm just covering it in just this vile ichor.
Actually, if we're no longer in initiative time,
we are now no longer.
Char-Lee is grabbing your walk and is actually gathering the vomit, and she's kind of like dipping her fingers in it and like sniffing it a little bit.
Oh, that's not that. Oh well, I guess I don't actually know goblins that well. Is that normal?
She likes anything weird. It just try not to watch. It's kind of you get used to it.
Nope, we're good.
We're good. We're not.
Really good
Is Tam going to voluntarily take the vomit action?
No, he is not. He is not Tulip. He's heard the stories.
I'm sticking.
We're good.
My really
okay.
news is that Felix is around the corner finishing off his medium animal. And all of this.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna.
Yeah, I will finally pick up my shield and reattach it to my arm, and pick up my spear with my other arm.
Oh yeah, same. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, no, I did draw my spear. Spear's back.
Okay. So now, Karen, after all this happens, you finally get a chance to kind of look in the room you're half in. And everyone else, if you want to kind of move yourself over to the map to check it out, you can kind of get a look at the room.
I'll just take one step forward so everyone else can position themselves in the room.
And what you see is, I'll read this to you, and then, or I'll kind of paraphrase it, and then I'll drop it in the text in the dialogue box. You guys can review it at your own pace. But you kind of work your way through the doors. They've had the shit kicked out of them, but they're still together. You can see that they were once strong, and to this day, much of the reinforcement the bands of metal that hold them together still remain in place. And the doors hang open a little bit. You're now sort of looking into the foyer of what was once clearly the headquarters of this old Knight's Order, which none of you really know much about right now before making any checks. But above the doorframe, you do see a tarnished seal depicting a sunburst made out of nails, and it stands out in sort of stark relief to the keep's stonework. Underneath that seal, you see a line of carved text. And so there you guys go. There's a description you can kind of look around to.
Just out of curiosity, because of the connection with Corvosa, would I at least know a little bit about the Hell Knights?
Yeah, you know what? Give me, actually, I'm going to say that you wouldn't know a little bit, but give me a...
I rolled for you, bro.
It'll be a check. Is there a culture check?
Religion, society.
Give me a society check and give yourself a +4 bonus.
Oof.
Nope. Even with the +4, nope.
I made instead.
Well, do you normally have a minus? Well, Nate, you got to plug it into the modifier in the bottom and roll it. So click modifier, type 4, and then chuck it. There you go.
Still not great.
No, but I'll say that like 10 is enough for you to know a little bit, actually. And this is the reason I give you that bonus. Yeah, the Order of the Nail is actually the exact same order that has its headquarters established now outside of Corvosa. And the little bit of history you remember does bring you back that the Order of the Nail is specifically, their whole thing is about bringing order and civilization to the wild, about taming the savagery, right?
Right.
And you even remember that in some of the books, they talk about how the Order of the Nail was brought to Corvosa by a sort of a sizable donation to fund a very large citadel outside of Corvosa. And that they did leave behind a citadel somewhere to the east of Sheliax. And you realize that this is, in fact, that citadel they used to come from. Now, as a matter of fact, I'll sort of tie something in. There's a little bit more of the room. As you guys sort of talk about or choose to explore the room, and in a second I'll ask you kind of what your exploration action states are. But I'll say that right now, Nate, as you look around, Tam catches that remember that line of text I mentioned?
Right.
You look a little bit closer, and what languages do you speak?
Common.
That's it?
That's it.
So you see a scroll that I'm going to say just because of
your
your
equivalent of American.
Just because of your background with the Order of the Nail, you see a phrase scrawled in Infernal. And I'll say that, like, in the same way that I don't speak Latin, but I know what Semper Fidelis means.
Right.
You recognize this as the infernal translation of "savagery must be quelled in the land, home, and mind."
Jeez.
Savagery must be quelled in the land, home, and mind.
You know this to be the
Okay.
motto of sorts, the slogan of the Order of the Nail.
Unrelated, remind me that I'm supposed to have 2 extra languages that I never decided on.
Oh yeah. Give yourself some extra languages, buddy.
I have bonus languages too, and never decided. Let's figure that out not tonight.
Yeah. And actually, you'd probably have more than 2. You're going to have 2 is correct. Bonus language is 2.
I also have adapted cantrip 69, which we never figured out what it was.
I'm pretty sure you just gave yourself that because you wanted a cantrip named 69.
Yeah, but I have 1 spell that I have, and I didn't actually pick it.
Oh, right. Because you picked that as your background, your human thing, right?
So remind me that my character is not actually done sometimes.
He's not done. He's just doing the heavy lifting in the fight because of dice luck that really screwed over Eli.
Right.
So, talk to me, everyone. What are you kind of doing?
Karen is
now. You're looking around.
Karen is sitting down with her back up against the wall, sort of right where Tam is stands, right over here-ish. And she takes out her water skin and is taking a drink. She's just sort of taking a breather and looking around the room, kind of studying the room, but while she's resting.
So I'm going to be a little more transparent early on to kind of give you an investigation. So I'm gonna call this you're searching.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just go ahead and read this so you guys understand what searching is. It has the concentrate and the exploration tags. You seek meticulously for hidden doors, concealed hazards, and so on. You usually make an educated guess as to which locations are best to check and move at half speed. But if you want to be thorough and guarantee you checked everything, you need to travel at a speed of no more than 300 feet per minute, or 150 feet per minute to ensure you check everything before you walk into it. You can always move slowly while searching to cover an area more thoroughly, and the expeditious search feat increases these maximum speeds. If you come across a secret door or hazard while searching, the GM will attempt a free secret seek to see if you notice a hidden object or hazard. In locations with many objects to search, you have to stop and spend significantly longer to search thoroughly.
Okay.
So, basically, as long as you tell me you're searching, I will then roll checks if you're near hidden doors.
I see.
I won't give you a roll, but if you don't say that what you're kind of generally doing is keeping an eye out or looking around at what might be interesting, then you won't get that roll.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm not really moving at the moment. I'm mostly just taking a breather, getting some water, sitting down, and looking around the room, seeing what I see, taking it all in.
Yeah. So let's kind of move through. We get to establish what everyone else is doing. Let's kind of just move along the way. So Char-Lee, what are you up to?
I would imagine she's going over and making sure that her mother is okay.
Okay. So, in my mind, that's sort of just generically... That's sort of just existing. It's nothing in particular. That's okay. I'd say that if it came up, there is also a follow the expert skill. I'm just going to read this as a chance to explain. It has the auditory, concentrate, exploration, and visual. So you got to be able to see and hear someone. But you can choose an ally attempting a reoccurring skill check while exploring, such as climbing or performing a different exploration tactic that requires a skill check, such as avoiding notice. The ally must be at least an expert in that skill and must be willing to provide assistance. While following the expert, you match their tactic or attempt a similar skill check, and thanks to your ally's assistance, you can add your level as a proficiency bonus to the associated skill check, even if you're untrained. Additionally, you gain a circumstance bonus to your skill check based on your ally's proficiency. So none of you are experts yet, but down the road, you can follow an expert.
I'm an expert in perception, but that's it.
Oh, so in that case, that'll actually apply.
Oh,
so
yeah, you're right.
Around the room, it means that Char-Lee will be able to look around the room, and Char-Lee, I think you're at least trained in perception. But even if you're,
Yeah.
you are. But because Karen's an expert, you'll get an extra +2 on your search check.
Mine
Okay.
or Char-Lee's?
Charlie, you already have that factored
cool.
in by being
Yeah,
an expert,
gotcha.
sort of. So that's what you're kind of looking at. Tam, what are you doing in this room? You can kind of see a little bit. If
I would probably actually.
I'm still pretty hurt.
Oh yeah. That's the thing though. It's like, but it's like, do I really want to burn my absolute last healing spell right now?
Do you want to check out one of the cool new parts of the game? Do you want to learn about the action to treat wounds?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask about. If that was a thing in this, or if that was just Starfinder.
Nope, they carried that over. They liked that a lot. So under medicine, you now have an action. You must be trained in order to do it.
Trained in medicine. What up?
You must be trained in it. It can only be used during exploration, but you can treat wounds.
Yes, we are going to do that.
Let's check that out real quick. So you're doing that. We'll come back to that in a second when that's actually it. Felix, what are you doing in this room?
Can he be helping the healing?
You definitely can.
Excellent. Helping the healing is good.
So here's how this is going to work.
Because Felix is also trained.
That's going to be useful. So, Felix, first thing I want you to do is I want you to roll a medicine check. You can do that by grabbing it from your skill area, dropping it in the chat window. You're looking for a DC 15. If you succeed at that, Nate will get an extra +2 on his check.
Go, my boy.
Hey!
Yep, 18.
18.
Oh, yeah.
What?
So, Nate's now looking at a +2 because you have successfully aided. Let's check this out. Treat wounds. It has the exploration tag, which means it can only be used in exploration, the healing tag, and manipulate. As we know, manipulate, there's some things that affect that. So you're going to have to spend about 10 minutes. You spend 10 minutes treating one injured living creature. You can also target yourself if you choose to. The target is then temporarily immune to treat wounds for 1 hour. But this interval overlaps the time you spent treating it, so a patient can be treated once per hour, not once per every 70 minutes.
Okay, cool.
The medicine check is usually 15, though the GM might adjust it based on the circumstances, such as treating magically cursed wounds. These are not that. If you're an expert in medicine, you can instead attempt a DC 20 check to increase the hit points regained by 10. If you're a master, you can do it by 30, so on and so forth. So, if you succeed in your check, you can continue treating the target to grant additional healing. If you treat them for a total of 1 hour, you can double the hit points they regain from treat wounds. So, a success is 2d8 hit points. A critical success is 4d8. A critical failure will take 1d8 points of damage.
Well, that won't kill me.
So you're looking for a DC 15 here, Tam. You get a +2 on it, so program that in.
Yeah.
So you're at 19.
So I'm at 19, yep.
Yep. So 19 is going to be a success. So now, here's what I want you to do. Have you figured out how to roll double dice now?
Yep.
Has Eli taught you that trick, or have you figured it out?
I actually don't even know how to do that.
So if it was IQ taught me that. If you're holding the die with your left click and you right click, it adds a second die.
Oh, cool.
I just rolled 2 1s. Oh no, 7 and 1. So Nate, go ahead and roll 2d8. 7. So now here's where you have a choice. You can choose right now, if you're successful, which you are, to continue that for an hour. If you do, it'll be 14 hit points instead of 7.
That would put me at maximum.
Yeah.
If we did it for an
Tam,
hour.
if you choose to take the hour healing, then there you go.
Or
So
I could take an additional 10 minutes and do it on myself, because I'm not great either.
Oh, yeah, okay, that'd be fine. 7 would put me close.
okay. Yeah, in that case, you guys kind of moving.
You don't know. Tam is the type of person, he would ignore his own ailments, and he would spend the time and make sure you were up full.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, I appreciate that mechanical role playing there. So, as this is happening at 10 points, Eli and Char-Lee and Karen, go ahead and make some perception checks. And Char-Lee, remember to add a +2 modifier into your perception check.
I did. That's an 11.
Oh, okay. 11. Karen, make yours.
Ooh, that's good. That's 24.
Okay.
I'm only just sitting around drinking water, getting bandages put on me, so I've got nothing but time to look around. So I'm sharp.
Well, so as you're looking around the room, you're kind of taking the environment in a little bit. And what you may notice is that you can kind of see it if you zoom in on the map. There's all sorts. This is what's clearly a formal receiving parlor, but it's now a ruined husk of that. And around the room, standing are dented, rusted, just generally ruined and outdated. Tam, you'd notice that outdated suits of Hellknight armor. Even if they weren't already messed up, just disrespectfully alone, every single one of them is sort of like leaning against the wall or entirely tipped over, just missing whole pieces, right?
So
They've been looted.
Okay, so none of them are like worth a damn?
Yeah, it's... And along with that, you'll also see, and it's not really illustrated on the map, but there's a nice... what was once nice and wide, but is now really dirty and threadbare, black carpet that leads over to 2 large doors. And you can kind of see those on the western wall, right? To the north and to the south, the 2 sets of doors. Scuffs in the walls, you can also see where I guess there probably used to be paintings or framed documents. You can kind of see the outlines of where they used to hang. And once again, you see those same seals with the nails on it, carved in relief, just like the one above the door and the same. And once again, you see that same motto. But as you're sitting there for an hour getting worked on by a Tam, you start to like almost Sherlock Holmes style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start to see different pieces.
Putting things
You're
together.
pretty sure that if you were to take these pieces, you could probably it'd be a little bit shoddy and mismatched, but you think you could probably find a suit of armor. A wearable suit of full plate armor.
What?
Quit moving! I'm going to put you in a neck brace.
Sorry there, bro. I'm kind of noticing there's armor in here. I think if I were to take a couple of pieces here, a couple of pieces there, I could put a right good suit together then.
And if you look in your inventory, you're going to find
Nothing.
an idea for you.
Oh, shoddy full plate.
Shoddy full plate. And I'm going to put it in your inventory, Karen. If you scroll down, or no, this isn't written there, but if you want to make a note to yourself, this does look just enough like Hellknight armor that if you ever wanted to pretend to be an Order of the Nail Hellknight, you'd get a +2 bonus. It's not great.
Ooh.
And Tam, like you know, like it's it's outdated. It wouldn't look right. But maybe someone who hasn't interacted with a Hellknight before might see that and go,
it wouldn't confuse a Hellknight, but it might confuse someone who's
citizen.
heard of them.
Yeah, and it's also a suit of fucking full plate. Like
That's really awesome.
Look over that.
How much AC is that?
It's
Let me
in
see.
your,
Uninstall chain, and then equip shoddy full plate. There we go. So that brings me up to a 17.
It's a +4 to AC.
Cool. So that brings me up to a 17 without the shield,
It reduces your speed by 10. It requires strength of 18.
which I have.
Yep.
Cool.
So it's there. Additionally, you all get a little bit of XP for taking on those doggos.
Oh hell yeah!
I love experience.
So the way XP works in this is actually pretty nice. Straightforward. It's simple. You know, diggity dope.
It is awesome. Is it tracker? Where is it?
Let me see if I'm going to see if I can. Yeah, where is that tracked at?
I have no
I
idea.
cannot remember. I know we found it last time.
It's in
Under
the
class
class.
and level, it's
yeah.
the magnifying
With
glass.
the magnifying
Oh,
glass,
yeah.